Hey mathematics learners, welcome to Distance Learning with Lee, where I make learning mathematics super easy. So in today's video tutorial, grade 11s, we are going to be looking at question 2.3 from the grade 11 mathematical literacy paper 1 that was written in November 2022 by the Eastern Cape province learners, right? And this topic deals with water tariffs, and we're also going to be calculating an amount that includes VAT. Okay, so before we get started with today's video tutorial, guys, please make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. Please make sure that you click on that notification bell so that you get notified every single time I upload a new video tutorial, guys. And also don't forget to give this video tutorial a huge thumbs up, because that really helps the channel grow and it helps the channel to reach more learners that want to better their mathematics most. Also, guys, please don't forget to share these video tutorials with your friends. Okay, right, so without any further ado, guys, let's get started with today's video tutorial. So question 2.3, like I mentioned, guys, deals with water tariffs. Okay, so we're going to be calculating an amount that Mr. John basically paid towards his water bill, and we're also going to be calculating how much that amount is, right, including the 15% VAT. Okay, let's get started. Question 2.3. Mr. John Matu received a statement indicating water tariffs for the month of March 2021. Study the water tariffs table below from the DJB municipality. Okay, so we are told here that below we've got the statement that indicates the water tariffs for the month of March 2021, and we're going to be using this statement to answer the questions that are given. Okay, so this is the DJB municipality, and this is the statement for Mr. J Matu, right, for March 2021. Okay, we're given the code on the left column. We are given the water tariff per kiloliter, right, excluding that. So these amounts that we're basically going to calculate here, right, are amounts that exclude VAT. So VAT hasn't been calculated. VAT hasn't been put into this amount yet. Okay, so before we even get started, I think it's very important that I actually explain what is basically given in all these individual rows. Okay, here we are told that this column represents the water tariffs per kiloliter of water that you use. Okay, so in this case, right, we see that here in the first block, I'm going to call this the first block, Mr. J Matu used 6.110 kiloliters of water, right, and he is basically charged 16 rand and 992900 cents per kiloliter of water that he uses. Okay, so in other words, in the first block, Okay, remember we were given 3 blocks here. First block, second block, third block, right? And we were basically given the amounts, the amount of water that he used in block 1, block 2, block 3. They gave it as codes, right? And we're told that in the first block, right, he used 6.110 kiloliters of water. Right? In the second block, he used 4.073 kiloliters of water. In the third block, he used 2.817 kiloliters of water, right? And then we were given the tariff, okay, per kiloliter of water that he uses, right? Yeah, because they said that it's 16.992900 per kiloliter. That is the tariff that he basically pays. So that basically means that 16, right, means that for every 1 kiloliter of water he uses, he pays 16.992900, right? Okay, in the second block, for every 1 kiloliter of water he uses, he pays, right, we're told it's 17.326130. And in the third block, for every 1 kiloliter of water he uses, he pays 24.06370. Okay, for every 1 kiloliter, he basically spends or pays 24.06370. So how much then does he pay, okay, in terms of his tariffs here in the first block? How much does he pay? How much does he pay in the second block? How much does he pay in the third block? All right, so that is basically what we will have to then figure out by using the information that is given to us. Okay, so it says use the information and the above. Use the information and the table above to answer the questions that follow. Mr. J. Matu asked his two sons to calculate the amount, including VAT, which is 15. The VAT amount is 15%. He has to pay, right? His first son, or son A, says that he basically paid 263 rand and 48 cents. That is the amount that the son is saying that his dad pays, okay, including VAT. Son B says that he paid 258 rand and 48 cents. Okay, so John claimed that son B is correct. Now we need to verify, showing all our calculations, whether his statement is correct. Okay, so for us to even tackle this question, the first thing we need to do is we need to now determine what is the total water tariff or the total water bill that Mr. John Matu pays, right? We'll find out, okay, what is the amount excluding VAT first, right? And then once we've basically determined what the amount is excluding VAT, then we're going to add the VAT amount, right? And then from there, we'll be able to then determine whether the son was correct. Okay, that is basically the steps that we're going to basically follow. So we need to basically calculate what is the water tariff that he paid in block 1? What is the water tariff that he paid in block 2? What is the water tariff that he paid in block 3? We're going to add them all up together, right? And find what is the water tariff excluding VAT. So that is our first step. Okay, so let's first do that. Okay, so this is question 2.3. And we are now doing our solutions, right? Okay, so remember in the first block, right, we said that he used 600 or 6.110 kiloliters of water, right? And we are told that, okay, he needs to pay, right? Remember, we were told that he basically pays, right, 16.99290 per kiloliter of water. Okay, then in the second block we are told that he basically pays 17.326130 per kiloliter of water, and in the third block we are told that he pays 24.06370 per kiloliter of water. So clearly, for us to be able to calculate the total tariff that he pays in these blocks, we need to then multiply the tariff or the total kiloliters of water he used by the tariff, right? So we're going to take that 6.110 kiloliters, we're going to multiply it by 16 rand 0.992900 per kiloliter. Okay, what do we notice here, right? We are noticing that, okay, the kiloliters and the kiloliters cancel, and whatever value that we get, that value is going to tell us how much he basically pays towards his water bill in the first block. Okay, so if you punch it into a calculator, guys, you'll find that in the first block he pays 103.826619. Okay, it's very important that you guys note that I'm not rounding off anything. Okay, in this case, I'm only going to round off my final answer just so that we basically maintain accuracy. So that is also a tip that you guys need to note for your exams, right? Just round off your final answer unless they state differently in the questions. And by you doing that, guys, you'll just ensure that your answers are more accurate. Okay. So let's calculate the tariff in the second block, right? We know that he used 4.0073 kiloliters. We're going to multiply. We know what is the tariff for the second block. You get charged 17 rand and 326130 per kiloliter. Okay, so here this just helps us see that what the kiloliters and the kiloliters are canceling, and whatever value we're getting, guys, this is just to help you see that whatever value you're getting, it's in rands. Okay, so that will basically give us how much he pays in the second block. So in the second block, he pays 70 rand point 569.3274.9. And then lastly, let's calculate his tariff for the third block. He uses 2.817 kiloliters of water. So I'm going to take that 2.817 kiloliters. We're going to multiply by what we want. Okay, so here we want to we're going to multiply by the tariff, which is 24.06370 per kiloliter, right? And then if you punch that into your calculator, you'll get the tariff that he pays, okay, which is 67.7874429. Okay, so now we're not done. All we need to do now, we need to add up these three amounts together to get what is the total water bill excluding VAT. Okay, so his total water bill excluding VAT will be that 103.826619 plus 70.56932.749 plus 67.7874429. If you punch it into your calculator, then you'll see that, okay, the amount excluding VAT is 242.1833.894, okay, which is just approximately equal to 242.18. Okay, so that is the amount that he then basically pays excluding VAT. Okay, this amount is the amount excluding VAT. Okay, so now from this step now, we need to determine the amount including VAT, because here VAT is not included. Okay, so that is where I'm going to introduce you guys to this method that we use to actually calculate amounts including VAT, amounts excluding VAT, and it just makes your life very simple. Okay, so you need to think of it this way. Okay, when we want to basically determine an amount including VAT, okay, you need to think, okay, this given amount of 242.18, right? This amount excludes VAT, right? So it is a clean amount. It is a clean amount. It does not have any percentages added to it, right? So we can just say that, right, the amount that excludes VAT, right, is just 100%, because we didn't add anything to that amount, right? It's just 100%. It's clean, right? Then we know that, okay, the VAT amount, right, is 15%. Okay, then once we now include our VAT or add our VAT amount, right, that amount will be 100% plus the 15%, which is equal to 115%. Okay, so 115% is our amount that include that. Okay, and we're going to use now this table to help us determine what was the amount including VAT that John Matu paid towards his water bill. Okay, so to get the amount including VAT, right, what do we do, right? We're going to take this amount that we've basically calculated, right? So to get the amount including that, right, what are we going to do? We're going to take this amount of 242.18, right? And then we're going to multiply by what we want. What do we want, guys, right? We want the amount that includes. Okay, so we're going to take this amount that represents the amount excluding VAT of 242.18, and then you're going to multiply by what we want. What do you want, guys? We want what is the actual amount including VAT that John Matu pays, right? So we're going to multiply by what we want. Okay, and what we want is the amount including VAT. So we're going to multiply that by 115%, right? And you're going to divide by what you have. So you multiply by what you want. We want the amount including VAT. You divide by what we have. What does this 242 Rand and 18 cents represent? That 242 Rand and 18 cents represents the amount excluding VAT. So it represents the 100%. So we're going to divide by 100%. Okay, so what do we do? What do we notice now, right? Okay, the percentage, they cancel, right? And then if you take 242.18 and you multiply by 115 divided by 100, you'll find that now the amount that includes VAT, right, is actually, in fact, it is 278 Rand and 507 cents. So that is approximately equal to 278 Rand and 51 cents. Okay, so what can we say from this? Okay, so from this we can see that okay, what son B claimed was actually incorrect, because he claimed that it was 258, but we got that the amount including VAT was actually 278. Okay, so from here we can just conclude that the statement is incorrect. Okay, therefore the statement is incorrect. Okay, and we are basically done. So with this question, what is very important here is that you are able to basically calculate your water tariff. Okay, and I showed you guys that when they basically give us this value of that 16 Rand 0.99290, that is the value that you pay per kiloliter of water you basically use, right? And what's also important here is that you are able to calculate your amount including VAT, amount excluding VAT, and we basically use this table to help us determine what is the amount including VAT, right? And I explained that the amount that excludes VAT is 100% because we haven't added anything to that amount, right? But now, once we add a particular percentage, or we want to determine the amount including VAT, we're now adding the 15% VAT, and that amount is actually 115%, right? And for us to now be able to determine the amount including VAT, you're going to take that amount that excludes VAT of 242.18, you multiply by what you want. What do you want? You want your amount including VAT, and you divide by what you have, which is your amount excluding VAT. And then from there, right, you just need to know what is that amount excluding VAT, right? The percentage that represents the amount excluding VAT is 100%. When you punch this into your calculator, you'll basically get your answer, and from there, that is how we were able to confirm that the son B's statement was actually incorrect. Okay, and that is it, guys, for question 2.3. I hope I managed to simplify that for you guys, right? In the next video tutorial, we're going to be having a look at question 3. Then question 3 deals with data handling. We're going to be calculating the mean, we're going to be calculating the median, we're going to be calculating the range. And so please make sure that you guys have your notification bells on for this question. That is it, guys, and I'll see you guys on my next upload, Distance Learning with Lee, where I make learning mathematics super easy. Bye, guys.